In business, I think of having a culture where employees have ownership over over their jobs, and each day come in trying to figure out how can I do my job better, and that's everything from management on down to, for us, the person that's operating a machine. I think if you do that right and you make the right decisions and you have a good culture, that's how you increase your market share. That's how you become more profitable, so you can reinvest in your business, your employees, and in your community. I would define excellence in personal life as figuring out what it is that you're passionate about, whether it's your wife, whether it's about certain hobbies, whatever it is, but picking those things where you can really devote everything to them, not take them for granted, and just give an honest, passionate effort to appreciating those things. And biggest influence for me by far were my parents. I would say growing up that they did a great job of encouraging us to do things, but not pressuring us to do things, to valuing education, valuing community, and really just valuing a hard day's work, and to whatever it is that you choose to do in life, to make sure that whatever it is, they were behind us, and as long as we were happy doing it, then we'd be successful and excellent in their eyes.
I think that excellence in arts and culture really is a matter of three factors. It's the quality that we can bring to the community, the new experience, the inspiration, but also it's the impact, it's the engagement, the ability to get people involved and experiencing something new, but also the ability to manage the project well and to really get it done.
Absolutely. I think from what you're saying, as an individual arts organization, the Erie Playhouse and all the arts and culture groups that we all have the responsibility to meet those needs individually, but also together. And I think we increase excellence in our community because we're able to work together.
Absolutely. I would agree. I think, personally, when I think about excellence, it's changing as I grow in my career and in my life, that it's not about perfection. It's about balance. It's about bringing vision and direction to life in a well-rounded way.
Absolutely. And I also think because we're adaptable to change, that we can strive for that excellence as well. Because perfection, none of us are going to hit it every day. I believe too that the striving toward what we do and creating the art that we create and improving our community, we can do that because we're adaptable to change. I think we have a responsibility to our past. Lots of the arts and culture organizations are very old. So we have that responsibility, but I think even more so the responsibility to the future generations of Erie.
Absolutely. And I would say the people that I most look up to and have really been mentors for me are lifelong learners, those who are adaptable to change, those who are always looking to grow, and those with the ability to bring others with them.
Right. I think too that like most of the leaders in our community, we have had great influences in our family, in the people that we work with, in our peers.
Absolutely.
We have a responsibility to each other, but we've learned that, and I think that we're very good at incorporating that into day-to-day tasks or when we think globally.
Absolutely.
We define excellence at the zoo in some unique ways. It might be the number of smiles that a family has at the zoo, or it could be the successful birth of an endangered species, or when you see a light come on in the eye of a 3-year-old when they get nose to nose with an orangutan for the first time. That's excellence for us. For me personally, excellence is being able to provide the community a facility that they can be proud of, whether it's the experience, the park, the flowers on West 38th Street. When people develop pride, we think that's important. And it's shown when I get stopped at Wegmans and someone says, "We were at our zoo today and we had a great time." The moment people take ownership in what we do, we've succeeded, and that's excellence. For me personally, my biggest influence is probably our former board chair, Ted Junker. He taught me professionalism. He taught me how important pride is within your community, within your staff, within your guests and visitors. And he also taught me that we always take the high road. Sometimes it's not easy, but you always do the right thing. And if you're able to do that, the high road takes you to great places.
For the last 40 years, Glass Growers Gallery has promoted and continues to promote the region's finest visual arts. We've been able to do this through a wonderful, talented base of artists and lovely, loyal customers. Excellence occurs at Glass Growers Gallery when we are able to make that human-to-human connection, when an artist pours their all into work and a customer is able to find value and function in that art. This is what makes every day profitable financially, socially, and culturally. Art is not a luxury, it's a necessity. The mix of merchandise at Glass Growers Gallery adds to the cultural diversity, the distinct personality, and pride in our community. Excellence to me is symbiosis between family and business. To wake up each morning with positive intent and taking action to improve your community. And who inspires me? That's easy. My mother. I wouldn't be here without her in many senses of the phrase. She has been a woman in small business for 40 years, and that's incredible. She is incredibly tenacious, but most of all, she does everything with love.
Well, I think excellence to us means being the aging in place experts for Erie County residents. I think when families are looking for support as far as an elderly loved one and the stress of caring for that individual, being the resource to go to with no strings attached is providing excellence.
Excellence for me would be 100% satisfaction with our clients. 95% just means that there's 5% there that's going to come back and hurt us tenfold. We look for 100% with our clients for satisfaction. We look for their families to be satisfied. We want them to be comfortable with the care that we provide.
Excellence also means being the premier choice for us personally for Alzheimer's and dementia care. We found that our niche in this community happens to be in that arena. Years ago, when we started partnering with the Alzheimer's Association, we realized that there was so much need. This is a charity that had no major resources, no major backing, and so we started down that journey with them, and we were finding that the need in this community is very, very strong. And so for us, that's excellence.
And excellence means being a provider of choice for Erie County. We want to be looked at as the resource for elder care.
As well as the employer of choice. Our caregivers mean the world to us, so that they feel is valued as our clients do to us. That is excellence to us.
Yes.
One more thing we forgot to add. Not to brag, but we are looked at as one of the premier franchisee owners in the world through the Homestead Home Office, International Office in Omaha, Nebraska. We are going to be recognized this year at our convention in April because of the services that we provide and the way we provide leading care in Alzheimer's and dementia. So, to us, that's excellence.
Paul and Lori Hogan, founders of Homestead Senior Care, they've certainly been an inspiration to us. They started the franchise 20 years ago, this is the 20th anniversary, with caring for Paul's grandmother. They couldn't find anybody to care for her, and they started
they
wanted to keep her at home, and they started as family caregivers, and from there recognized the need for a service to provide and keep other elders at home.
But on a local front, who influences us is our families. You know, in 2011, the baby boomers came of age, 65, and we knew right then that our community was not prepared to meet the needs of the aging community, but also the families that are helping the aging community. And so we listen to our clients and their families, and really those are our families, and families that don't even use our services but call us as a resource. They are the ones that influence us the most.
I think at Erie Insurance, obviously, we've been known for being above all in service since the first day we opened the doors here. And I think it really revolves around an attitude and execution. We are very focused in making sure that whatever we do, whether it's a product offering or a service delivery or a conversation with a customer, an agent, or a fellow employee, it's having the right attitude. to having this above all in service mentality, living the golden rule, and if you can do those two things, a lot of things go right. And it's also about then execution. People talk about strategy, people talk about attitude, but if you can combine attitude then with a clear capability to execute on your promise, that is excellence, and the consumers and the community will recognize that. So defining it personally, it is just what it says. It has to be personal. You have to really believe in it. Excellence is something that comes from the core of your personality, of the way you're built as an individual and as a business person. So I think having that and living it then on a consistent basis is very important. To be able to recognize that excellence is something that needs to be modeled as well as executed, I think helps the individual, the team, and the corporation. And influences, I mean, there have been any number of people that have obviously influenced my career and my life. I think excellence, that's one of the things that neat thing about, when you think about excellence or leadership, it transcends any platform. So I'd really like to think about, again, this challenge of what I call the challenge of change. And I think people that embrace excellence, companies that provide excellent service or products over decades recognize that there's a constantly changing environment, and that if they embrace change, they see it as a challenge as opposed to a threat. They provide opportunities to think proactively about how to build a business, how to respond to consumer needs, and how to look at the future as an opportunity and to really have success.